let's talk a little bit about the rise of chess in Asia. And we'll start with China, move over to India. What happened in China? How come they started dominating women's world championships?
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. And if you think about it, I think it's more over the last decade or so, because before that we didn't, it wasn't that strong. I think what's really changed is just the fact that their infrastructure and their way of working from grassroots level is so powerful. They find talent at a very young age. They bring them in, they train them. Boys and girls are working together from a young age. They're preparing together, they're training together. So the idea is never to become a strong woman chess player, but just to become a really strong chess player.
And just to talk about that nurturing, because I went to Beijing and I visited the Chinese Chess Association, and they have this building in central Beijing, which serves as a dormitory, a canteen, a cafeteria, a library, and chess trainers, where literally, just as you have said, there's a training classroom program for boys and girls.
Yes, so it's like a chess school, and it starts from a really young age. So I think it's more the infrastructure, which there's a lot to learn from, really, because often many countries just focus on, girls playing with other girls and boys playing with other boys, and participating in the under-8s and the under-9s and the under-10s. But I think that's never been their focus, and that's never been their priority, which is also why you might see that there are not so many Chinese world junior champions, for example, or because it's just something that I think they just focus so much on the big picture, and trying to create like players who are just overall strong chess players, and the way they do it is very different from the rest of the world. And over the last 10 years, that's shown massive results. The other big thing that I think is so important for all countries is to have tournaments. They invite players. You've got China versus the rest of the world happening. They've got leagues happening. They've got women tournaments. They've got tournaments where with mixed teams, and we don't even. There are most of these tournaments we don't even see or hear about, but they're always going on there.
And they're constant.
They're constantly on.
Right. Compare that with your own experience in India.
Yeah, that's interesting, Yas, because when I was growing up and when I started playing chess, I come from Delhi. At that time, whatever chess was in the country was in the south. Chennai, from wherever she is from.
Right.
And there were barely any girls. I mean, I was the only one from north of India. So it was really hard. I had to travel a lot, and I had to, it was hard to get training and things like that. But that's really, really evolved and changed now. And I think, again, that's because there's this big boom of chess in general and women chess as well. We've got tournaments now, we've got support now, there are players who are performing and winning medals, and I think that's the key point. The thing is that when you've got people winning, you have more people who want to win.
Exactly.
So when you see kids who are young and who are winning medals for the country, who are performing well, you'll automatically have kids at grassroots level wanting to be chess players.
Right.
And that's what's happening in India as well. The one thing that I really miss in India, and I would really want it to happen, is the chess league. We don't have that.
Exactly. There is a Chinese league. Obviously, in Europe, they have a lot of European
leagues.
But there's no Indian league.
No, there isn't. And that's something that I think that's
Is
something
that just because of the country itself, its huge geography, or why is that missing?
I think there's something, the players really want it, and we'll see what happens. We also have a new federation now, the All India Chess Federation, and there's a lot of positive changes that are being made. So hopefully this will also be one of them. The other thing I think which is really important, which I think in the US has really changed the game, is actually making it a profitable option, to play in the national championships, and for players to feel that when they're playing, there is good money to be made, and the hard work that they're putting in, they're getting the returns for that. And that's slowly evolving. Okay. 5 or 10 years ago, playing in the national championships or playing national tournaments was just there's nothing in it for players.
Right.
And now as that changes, you see more and more things coming in.
Well, let's talk about your own professionalism for a second. Like, how did it evolve in your case that you became a chess professional? Because you consider yourself a chess professional.
Yes.
So how did you what was that breakthrough that occurred in your life, Tania, that said, okay, now I'm a chess professional.
Let's do this.
Let's do something great.
It's interesting, but I think it's hard to kind of pinpoint a certain moment. I feel it was more like a journey.
Okay.
But if I really think about it, I think making it to the national team was the moment
that
when
was crucial.
It was crucial because then you really know that this is what you want. The
Right.
feeling, the rush, the whole scenario of representing your country. I mean,
Right.
It was when I was graduating from school, and I had to decide if I wanted to get into studies, academics, university, or I wanted to pursue my chess. And then I went to play the Asian Women Championship in Iran.
Okay.
And I won that, and just the feeling of your national
Victory.
anthem playing.
Yes,
and winning. And I think that's the crucial point. I think the more you win, the more you want to win. So over the years, it just became something. It just felt really cool to be a chess player.
Right.
You were not. It's not a job. It's really, really difficult. Chess is a really difficult game.
It is. No guarantees, nothing.
There are no guarantees. And just the game itself is so tough. I mean, but I feel like that's the reason we play it. If it was easy, nobody would play chess. It's a hard game. And I think there are many roadblocks. And I think the biggest thing that we as chess players, professional players, really have to go through are bad tournaments.
No.
Those are really the hard times.
Baptism by fire. There's just nothing fun about it, is there?
No, there's nothing fun.
And everybody's going to have a bad tournament.
Everybody's going to have it. And I mean, even the top players, all the time, right?
Right.
I think the one thing that I really feel is that there's really not been a better time to be a professional chess player than right now. With the kind of opportunities that are there, whether you're a boy or a girl.
Right.
If there's this whole other topic about how chess is such a great sport to get into because it's a huge development for your mind and the skills translate and transfer into whatever you do and make you the best version of yourself. But even to try and become a professional chess player, I mean, the sheer number of opportunities that you have, the tournaments that you have, the sponsorships that are coming in, I mean, this is the golden period for chess.
No question about it. I feel very strongly the same way. I mean, when you just throw in the Grand Chess Tour, what you have been also mentioning about the FIDE, the improvement, the cycles, the internet itself, and and the prize money, it's getting better. But I really wanted to ask you, what was your biggest stumbling blocks? Like, man, you couldn't become a master or you couldn't win the Indian Championship. What were your biggest stumbling blocks and did you break through?
I mean, for me personally, it's been becoming a Grandmaster.
Exactly.
I've got 2 Grandmaster noms.
Okay.
I need one more and I need a whole lot of reading.
You still,
yes, and I made my first Grandmaster nom in 2009 and my second in 2016.
What are you waiting for?
Maybe another 9 years.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
So maybe in no, it's not that.
No.
It's something that's been, my aim in chess and something that I've been really, I kind
that's
of
what you want,
to.
yes.
Yeah, but I also realized, there's no point putting pressure on myself, at least where I am right now in my career and my professional life. We'll see what happens, but my idea is to constantly improve and to try and improve. But yes, there was a time when I felt really frustrated with that not happening.
Okay.
But I think what you have to realize is that you can't be that hard on yourself. And, all you really have to do is try your best. And that's really all you can do. I remember when I used to have a bad game, I used to feel extremely, I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I used to be really, really difficult,
Exactly.
And then, and often it would happen, the thing with chess is that you can have a really good game and then you make one bad move and it all goes down and then you're like, why am I doing this? Why am I even alive? Like, what am I?
Right.
And it's really hard to deal with those moments. But then I remember my trainer, he told me that you can't be hard on yourself for making bad moves because chess is so hard and so difficult that's going to happen.
Exactly.
You are always going to make mistakes.
Right.
But what you have to be hard on yourself and what you shouldn't be forgiving about is having a bad attitude. So you need to see where you're going wrong. And if you're not, after realizing where you're going wrong or what you're doing, if you're not really working on it and if you're not really trying to improve that, that's something that you need to look into. But you shouldn't feel bad about losing a game. And I think I have a feeling, and this is out of pure experience, and I could be totally wrong, that women players and girls actually take losing worse than the boys do. And this is something that I learn a lot from my friends, from, the Indian men team and all my other friends, I feel like we're a little more emotional about it. And as girls, we take it a bit harder, while the boys just take it as a sport. They take it as like we messed up.
I'll tell you, I'll share my thought on this subject with you. It comes, these words of wisdom come from Graciela Casillas, who is a women's world champion kickboxer and boxer. And she said, learn to love the training, and all goals are possible.
And that's so true. Like Gary Kasparov said, hard work is a skill, it's a talent,